Hey y'all, I'm Jonathan, and this is on the front.
Alright y'all, this is Hunt the Front, and this is a throwback video, our first throwback video here while we are on lockdown, not able to go racing. So we're doing something a little different here on the channel. Y'all saw in our last video where I did some iRacing. In this video, we're doing a throwback to 2018, 2 years ago, when I won one of my favorite trophies that I have here in my garage. That is this Gator trophy, Gator head, from the 2018 Gator Dirt Nationals at Southern Raceway. So y'all will be seeing that in this video. Thank you to Just Dirt Video Productions for letting us use this video. I got a lot of DVDs and VHS videos I want to pull off and put on here for throwbacks for y'all, but I don't have the equipment just yet. So in the meantime, Dan at Just Dirt is letting me use this video. Check out Just Dirt Video Productions on Facebook and on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description where you can check them out. They do a lot of video coverage here in our local area. I want to give y'all a little bit of a warning early on in this race. I do get into an incident racing for the lead, so you all can be looking at that and y'all can leave me a comment and let me know what you think of it, if it was dirty or hard racing. And then it'd be interesting watching as try to work my way back to the front. And then watch at the end after the race for my post-race interview from back when I was still camera shy, back before we started the channel. And then I'll bring you back in here and give you a little wrap up, little heads up on what we have coming up.
By the second cone, if he hasn't fired off, they will wave the green flag and the race is on. Race director Kenny Bullard warning everybody, no pushing, no shoving, no kicking, no gouging. Kind of takes all the fun out of racing. But here we go, 20 laps. Green flag in the air. Chris O'Connor leads them down into one. Oh, look out, Jonathan Joyner gets high. He's going to settle in for second. James Ward. Then it's going to be Kyle Bryant. Then it's going to be Matt Shavers, your top five. Bryant being challenged by Shavers for fourth, as it is Chris O'Connor. Then it's going to be Jonathan Joyner. As they're running around here, turning in those laps. Coming to a green flag. Chris O'Connor hits the gas. Green flag. We're back to racing action. O'Connor out front. James Ward trying to challenge Jonathan. Oh, look out. We've got a jam up coming out of turn number 2, and it doesn't look pretty for the 24 of Kevin Jernigan. We actually had cars racing on top of each other. Chris O'Connor on the point for the Delaware restart. Jonathan Joyner up high. James Ward down low. Green flag, we're racing. Heading off into turn number 1. It's going to be Chris O'Connor. Jonathan Joyner driving high and wide, clearing everybody else but Chris O'Connor as he tries the high. Oh, O'Connor goes around. Caution on the track. Looks like Kyle Bryant got collected, as did Benny Boudreau. Green flag, we're racing. James Ward leads them down into turn number 1. Blake Martin close in pursuit. Benny Boudreau right to the corner. Oh, look out. Benny Boudreau with a save. I thought he was going to lose it in turn 2. James Ward, Blake Martin, Benny Boudreau. Then it's going to be Jonathan Joyner, Chris O'Connor, and then it's going to be Kevin Jernigan. 4 laps in the books. Yay, we're off number 3. The 28, James Ward out front. Blake Martin running second. Then it's going to be Jonathan Joyner in the 56. Chris O'Connor trying to get around the 99 of Benny Boudreau, but no dice so far. 5 laps in the books, 15 to go. James Ward still your leader, followed by Blake Martin. Then it's going to be Jonathan Joyner. Benny Boudreau, Chris O'Connor, your pole sitter, back in 5th, followed by Kevin Jernigan. James Ward has that 28 hooked up, and he is in the lead. 6 down, 14 to go. It's going to be Ward. Then it's going to be Martin, followed by Joyner, Boudreau, O'Connor. O'Connor now moving underneath Benny Boudreau going into turn 3. O'Connor up to 4th. Boudreau trying to do a crossover. Doesn't look like O'Connor's going to let it happen as he secures the 4th spot. Right now, James Ward, Blake Martin, Jonathan Joyner, your top 3, and Chris O'Connor's in hot pursuit in 4th. 7 down, 13 to go here at Southern Raceway in your 604 late model feature. Ward, Martin. Here comes Jonathan Joyner looking to the top side around Blake Martin. Blake Martin trying to go a little wider with his car, make it a little bit harder for Joyner. Joyner drifts high. Now it looks like Joyner's made the pass. So he's now in second place behind James Ward. Blake Martin setting in third. Now, went a little too high that time. James Ward runs away as Jonathan Joyner went high and drifted off of turn 2. Remains in second as Blake Martin puts the pressure on. 10 laps, halfway, 10 down, 10 to go. James Ward followed by Jonathan Joyner. Then it's going to be Blake Martin, Chris O'Connor, Benny Boudreau, and then it's going to be Kevin Jernigan. Your top 6. Joyner looks inside of James Ward at the stripe, heading down to 1. Joyner going to try to do the slide on the low side. Ward not wanting to give up, but he finally relinquishes a spot. Coming off of turn 2, Jonathan Joyner, James Ward, then it's going to be Blake Martin and Chris O'Connor. O'Connor now looking underneath Blake Martin. Looks like he's got the spot. Now he's going to try to get around James Ward on the back stretch as Jonathan Joyner's pulling away in the 56. It's Joyner, Ward, O'Connor, Martin, your front 4. Joyner's pulling away while it's going to be Ward, O'Connor, and Martin, the next group. James Ward seems to have a good line going. He's making them pick how they're going to get around him on the high side or the low side, but he's running a consistent line as Jonathan Joyner pulls away with 6 laps to go. Can James Ward hold the bottom line and have the momentum, or is it going to be Chris O'Connor on the top side taking over second and chasing Jonathan Joyner for the win? We shall soon find out. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag, and we're racing. Jonathan Joyner. Now, Chris O'Connor bobbled down in turn number 1, and it's a jailbreak past him. Blake Martin looking inside of James Ward into turn 3. Ward's going to drift high. Martin down low. Chris O'Connor behind Blake Martin. But it's going to be James Ward out front in second. Jonathan Joyner, your leader. Then it's going to be James Ward, Blake Martin, and Chris O'Connor side by side. Now it looks like O'Connor getting a little bit of edge going into 3. Jonathan Joyner, your leader. James Ward second. It's going to be Chris O'Connor, then Blake Martin, followed by Benny Boudreau and Kevin Jernigan. 5 laps to go. Jonathan Joyner showing the way. James Ward can't catch him, but nobody can seem to get around the 28 of James Ward as we have 3 laps to go. Jonathan Joyner pulling away by almost a straightaway. James Ward running second. Blake Martin third. Chris O'Connor fourth. Then it's going to be Benny Boudreau in the 99. Your top 5. 2 laps to go. Jonathan Joyner showing the way. James Ward running second. Chris O'Connor looking inside of Blake Martin going into 1. Martin on the high side shuts the door. Coming to the white flag, it's going to be Jonathan Joyner. White flag last lap this time by. James Ward, Blake Martin, Chris O'Connor, Benny Boudreau, and then it's going to be Kevin Jernigan. Your top 6. Looking over into turn 3 and 4. Here comes your leader and winner. It's going to be Jonathan Joyner. Second place is going to go to James Ward. Chris O'Connor looks like he's going to get around Blake Martin for third. Martin comes home fourth.
All right, Jonathan, pretty good race there. Beginning of the race, you and Chris was having a good race, and then you actually got into him and
Trying too hard and got in too hard to 3 and got in the back. I mean, I definitely didn't mean to. I mean, it hurt me, just like it did him. I knew I had to go to the back, and then, it's just part of it. I'd be upset too if it happened that way. But once we went to the back, it was just get to the front as soon as possible, and I guess that just things worked better out for me to get to the front. I got to thank my dad for helping me out, and Joseph, he helps me a lot too. I got to thank Daniel and Troy for helping me in the pits. Got to thank the sponsors on this car, Cole Services. I couldn't do it without Craig Cole. He's been a big help, as well as David Phillips of 3 Trade Consultants and Down to Earth Mud Racing. I hear they got a big race next week, so maybe all the fans can go out to the mud track Saturday and then come here Saturday night.
all right, well, I got the big question for you. You going to be back next week for the Southern All-Stars?
I won't be running Southern All-Stars, not with my 602. If they run the 602s, I'll be here.
Well, buddy, I think you could run with them with this 602.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, maybe we'll be out here with you next week and hopefully see you next week in the 602. Again, congratulations on your win, sir.
Thank you. All right, hope y'all enjoyed that race from a few years ago. Like I said, let me know what you thought of the incident there early on. I try not to run into folks. obviously, but definitely got into the back of the 03 car there as we were racing for the lead. I want to say a quick thank you again to Dan at Just Dirt for letting us use the video. I'm going to leave a link in the description to both their Facebook page and YouTube channel. Check them out for more video here local in our area. Also, want to give you all a quick heads up with the lockdown. Our home state, Florida, is on lockdown, so we can't go racing and we can't be traveling around. We're not supposed to travel around to go shoot shop videos. So we're going to try to hold you over as much as possible with a little bit of iRacing, and then obviously these throwback videos. Hopefully I will have some more videos from further back in the past here soon. So stay tuned for that, and in the meantime, like, subscribe, comment. Thank y'all so much for watching.